So welcome back guys, welcome to part 3 of my ownership review of the bike. So in this part I'll be telling you about the changes that have been made on the BS4 variant of this bike. So let's start with the key changes guys. This is my bike itself, but I'll be explaining to you what are the changes that have taken place in the new bike. The first thing is the silencer pipe here in this part. It looks a little more different because it has got a new catalytic converter sitting there to meet the BS4 emission norms. And the other thing about the exhaust pipe is the noise has reduced. The sound, the thump that this bike produces in the stock exhaust, it has reduced a lot to meet the BS4 noise requirements as well. So those are the two key changes that have taken place related to the engine. And the next thing is this switch gear has changed, and this particular switch is not there anymore. It's just a small strip that they have put it there, and the light stays on always. So this particular thing, the ammeter, this helps you to measure the battery drain. In such cases the light stays on always. As soon as you turn the ignition key, the light switches on and this ammeter deflects to the left, indicating that the battery is getting drained. So what Royal Enfield has done to compensate that is they have changed the battery. Although the new battery cover also looks very similar to this, the battery is the one found on the Himalayan. So it's a maintenance free battery. You don't have to put distilled water, is what the service mechanic has told me. And so the battery capacity has reduced. So this is a 14Ah battery, that's an 8Ah battery, but they have told that the battery drain won't be very serious or anything like that, and the battery should get charged automatically as you're riding. But that is something which owners of the bike only can let us know over a period of a few months. Once they use the bike, only they can let us know whether the battery is getting drained fast and whether they are facing any battery issues or whether it's all okay. And the problem with Royal Enfield's wiring system is, on other bikes, once you turn the ignition on, nothing turns on. Only when you turn the engine on, the light turns on. But on Royal Enfield, what they have done is they have just taken this switch out and made it direct. So once you turn this, instead of this switch, this was the switch before. Now there is no switch here, just the light turns on automatically. They have not invested much of an R&D, and they have made some shit kind of changes in the wiring as well. And the additional thing which they have done is they have added 2 new fuses in this box. We have only 4 fuses in the old bike, but on the new bike there are 6 fuses. So that is the extra thing which they have done to somewhat regulate the battery management. And those are the key changes in the bike. But the key problem which I feel is the battery itself. So you can get to know more about that only when owners upload their ownership reviews of the new bike. Apart from that, there are not many changes, and it still puts out the same power, same torque, everything else is the same. Only thing is noise has reduced. So those are the key changes on the new bike guys. So stay tuned for the next part, where I will be giving you a verdict on this motorcycle, whether you should go ahead and buy this bike or whether you should wait for some more time, or whether you should not buy this bike at all. So stay tuned guys.